Welcome to Green and Frugal's Body Butter Kit instructional video. We hope you enjoy. Things you will need in addition to the ingredients we provided are a pot, a bowl, glass or steel, and a hand mixer. So first we're going to create our own double boiler. To do this, we take a pot, we fill it with about an inch of water, put it on high until we reach a boil. And then we're going to put on either a stainless steel or a glass bowl over top to create our own little double boiler. This way the steam will melt down the butter. Then I'm going to turn down the heat to low just to allow a simmer. Now we're going to add the shea butter. In your kit, this will be 225 grams. As you can see, it's starting to melt already. Let that melt all the way, and once it's melted, then you're going to keep it on for another 15 minutes. And make sure to stir occasionally. Okay, so now the shea butter is fully melted and we've been stirring it here and there over the last 15 minutes. Now we're going to add the 150 grams of apricot oil that came with the kit and just pour that right in, no need to measure. And you can turn off the heat. And now we're going to add the essential oil that also came with the kit. This is 7 grams. This one here I'm using just pure lavender. And then we're going to stir that well. And we're going to put this right away into the freezer. That way it prevents some graininess. And when it comes time to whip, it will whip up really nice like whipped cream. Now at this part, you need to be very careful when lifting the bowl from the pot because steam is underneath, so you can burn yourself. So get a cloth or oven mitts and definitely have the adult do this part if you are working with kids here. Okay, so here we are 20 minutes later in the freezer and you can see that it started to get a little bit hard around the edges. So just so it doesn't get too hard, we just want to scrape this, and once that's all scraped and then mixed again, then we will let it sit in the freezer for about another 10 minutes and then we'll whip it up. Okay, so this is 5 minutes later in the freezer and it's getting a little hard. This is perfect because once you take it out of the freezer and you mix this up, then you just let it sit for another couple of minutes and you'll find it will really solidify, and then it's time to whip. So let's take this out. So as you can see, the butter is nice and solid now, but not too hard, so we can get through with the whipper. So I'm just going to take my handheld whipper and start on low and then work my way up to high. Just going to take a second and get my spatula just to get all the corners and bottoms cleaned up, just so we can make sure that we have an even whip. That is looking good. There we go. So this here, you can use as a cream. It will get a little bit harder once you put it into your container. Store it in any container you like, as long as it's clean, dry, and has a lid. But if you want it to go extra fluffy, like whipped cream, you can stick it in the freezer again for another 10 minutes and then give it another whip, and then that should make it fluffier. So after I put it back in the freezer for about 5 to 7 minutes, you can see it's pretty hard again. So this is a great consistency to make it that nice fluffy whip. So let's give it a go. Start on low, and work your way up. Really thick. At this point, I would whip for about 3 to 5 minutes. So here we have nicely whipped lavender body butter. So I just packed all of this body butter into an extra jar that I have. I got quite a bit of body butter. This will last quite a while. Enjoy.